What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're actually lowering the back of the Silverado. I talked about it in my previous video. If you guys didn't see it, I'll go ahead and explain what's going on right now. So the back of the truck's a bit more jacked up than I would like it to be. You guys can kind of see from this angle right here, the front end is a bit lower now. I lowered that a while back, just turned the torsion keys. So now I've got like this raked look going, and I'm not okay with the 80s muscle car look on my truck. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that today. With these 1 to 2 inch lowering shackles that I got from Crown Suspension. Now this isn't sponsored or any of that. They actually didn't even reply to my email when I had some questions on them, but I noticed that they had some good reviews, so I went ahead and purchased them anyway. Another thing I did like is, if you have been looking into them, you know that there's like a little zert fitting right there for grease. These are sealed and I don't have to grease them, so that was another plus side. Now we'll go ahead and get the truck off the ground. I'm gonna get jack stands underneath the frame under there and then chalk the front tire so it doesn't slide into the front of the shop. Before we get it up off the ground, I just want to go ahead and give it a quick little measurement. So we're at about 7.5, right around 7.5 at the bottom of the flare. Side note, if you guys are going to be lowering the altitude of your truck or your car and you are changing the wheel and tire size, I do recommend measuring from the hub to the bottom of your fender to get a better idea of how much you did drop or how much you actually need to drop. Because if you get different size wheels and tires, that's going to throw off that math a little bit. So we got our shackle right here. I did go ahead and spray some penetration lube on these bolts earlier today, so this has been sitting for a good few hours on here. It's just gonna make life a lot easier by breaking up all the dirt and grime under there. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. I just want to let you guys know how I went about it. I do not have a tow package, so you guys are gonna need to remove yours as well if you have one, to try and get that lower bolt out. I removed mine when I put in the roll pan. Another thing is I don't have exhaust that goes all the way back here. I have it dumped before the back tire, and I do not have a spare tire. So those are just a few obstacles that will probably be in your way if you have all of those, so just keep that in mind. Also, you guys can tell that there's a bunch of surface rust under here, so the spring, I want to get in and clean it up so we can go ahead and just get that sprayed this spring. While I'm in here cleaning it up this spring, I want to go ahead and get some energy bushings for the leaf spring. I went ahead and installed them in the front. Let me get this turned around. I actually installed those just before I started the channel. When I replaced the upper and lower control arms, I put in energy bushings there. So I just really want to get them put in the back because I ended up liking that. The ride is a lot better. It's a lot less sloppy. Also, for those of you that I triggered by saying that I do not have a tow package on my truck, it's just a mall crawler, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't care. Like, I'm gonna put stuff in the bed, but I don't plan on towing with this thing anymore. I'm gonna use it for truck things other than towing, because I do plan on getting a Duramax in the future. So that'll be the tow rig, and this thing's just gonna be the fun toy that hopefully goes really fast for no reason. Yeah, so there's that. Let's go ahead and get them removed now. So I start off with removing the lower bolt first. If you guys live in anywhere where it snows and you gotta deal with that road grime or anything, just go ahead and safely assume that that lower bolt is basically gonna be welded in there. Just spray a bunch of Freol on it, or WD-40 or whatever you got, and then just kind of forget about it for a little bit, because that was a nightmare to get out. I just ended up having to take a hammer and knocking it out the other side after loosening it up. Now you guys can see if I can zoom in a little bit. I've got the upper bolt is kind of out, so I can't really show you guys, but what you're gonna need to do is, once you get that freed up, push the leaf spring up over your frame right there, that frame rail, and then you can get the bolt out over the top. Now I wish I had my GoPro on me. I accidentally forgot it, so it's kind of a pain trying to get this out with the camera, so I'm just going to explain it to you guys. So you guys will just get it up and over and then just get it from the backside back here. Also, in order to do that, I've got the truck on jack stands. Go ahead and place a floor jack if you're having problems getting it up over the rail, and just jack up the rear end with the with the floor jack. All right, well, we got her out finally. Now the job itself isn't that hard. It's just dealing with parts with this many miles on it and this much crap on it. This bushing's pretty dead, so hopefully this will ride a lot better. As you guys can see, I got them next to each other, a bit of a difference. It looks like it's more than 2 inches, so we'll find out. Also, I'll do a little drive and let you guys know if this changed up any of my driving characteristics, like if it made it any harder, like the handling and all of that. So we'll get to that later. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy in. So the new Shackles loaded in. I've got the top bolt put in. I didn't tighten it all the way. I'm gonna wait till I get the lower bolt in and then get the other side done. And then I'll worry about doing my final torques on it once it's weighted, or once it's sitting on the actual weight of the truck. Then I'll torque it down and we'll call it good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this finished up. I'm gonna get the other side done, and then we can drop the truck and see how much it changed. Okay guys, so it's about a week later. No, a shackle install should not take a week. It should only take about an hour to 2 at the most, depending on how much trouble you're having with getting the bolts out like I am. The driver's side is it's just straight kicking my ass. Now, I did end up having to cut the shackle in half. Yeah, I thought that was gonna help because I thought that the angle that it was at, it was just keeping me from being able to get the bolt out. No, that wasn't the case. Somehow the bolt I feel like it is fused to the inside of the bush, and I tried heating it up. I tried everything. I called it a night that night, and then just got the random flu. So I've been down for at least 3 days. I've been couch locked 3 or 4 days. I couldn't do anything. I haven't been able to do much at all. I still feel like garbage, but we need to get this done. So I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this here ball joint press and try and press the bolt out. This is my last ditch effort to try and get it out while salvaging the bolt. If not, I'll cut the bolt and try and figure it out. Either that or just knock the entire hanger out and get new hangers on it. I plan on doing that this spring, but if I have to right now, I'll order some up and the truck just gets to sit for a little while longer. I'd rather not, so we're gonna try and press it out. Okay, so side note, press did not work. It was too big. It was too clunky. I could not get it in there, get enough pressure. It just didn't work. I didn't even waste the time trying to film it to show you guys how much it didn't work. So we ended up doing a lot more cutting. And ended up with this. We got it out, so that's a huge plus. Yay. As you can see, I cut the end off right there and then just cut the bolt head off right there. I mean, it's haggard all to shit, but I got it out. That's not the best angle under there. If you've been under there or have seen under there, you know it's really difficult to try and get that blade back in there. So that's good to go. I went and got a new bolt. Of course, the ones that I actually need, they only had one of, so I was just gonna say screw it, replace all the hardware since I already did that, or since I'm already in there, but they only had the one, so this will just have to do. In the spring, when I'm back up there changing out bushings and shit, I'll get all new hardware. So let's go ahead and finally get this installed. Okay guys, moment of truth. Oh dang, I know you can't really tell right now. See if I get the focus. She's got a bit of squat now. Ow, I like that. Now, I don't know if it's gonna settle more after driving it around. I don't know how this works. If it, I know when I did the lowering springs on the Mercedes, that's how it worked, but even if this is just how it sits, I like it. Let's get the measuring tape
and see how much we actually dropped.
See where we're at. It looks like just below 6. Looks like we dropped about 1.5 inches, maybe even 1 3/4 inches. Yeah. So not the full 2 inches, but good enough. Try and get you guys one more shot here. I just realized it's dark outside, so it's gonna be Shackle. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain to show you guys what it looks like, so I'm gonna do my best to show you guys in here right now. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's not super sagging. I was a little worried about that. I think it looks good. It's basically leveled. It's got a bit more of a sag than leveled. Either way, I'm happy with it. I don't know if it's gonna drop anymore, but we'll find out. Even if it doesn't, I'll be happy with it. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started up. I'm gonna get changed and then we'll go for a drive. Random cold start, yay! Alright guys, well I didn't get to film as much as I wanted to driving it around, but it's not like it's going to be handling like a race car or anything. I just wanted to let you guys know that it's not that big a deal. Like I didn't notice any negative effects to installing the shackles, so that's a plus side, just in case you guys were wondering. As you can see, there's quite a bit of snow on the ground. That's why I didn't get much footage, because everyone in town seems to lose their mind when it snows, and half the people in this city drive a Subaru, so I don't know what the hell their problem is. But rant over. I enjoy the shackles. There's, like I said, no negative effects to handling. So if you were kind of iffy on that part, don't worry about it. Yeah, so that's it for the video. If you guys want to go ahead and check out my Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple pictures of it outside, hopefully tomorrow or the next day, of what it looks like outside, and you guys will get a good idea of how squatted it is. It's actually pretty level. But before I continue rambling, you guys go ahead and have a great night, and thank you so much for watching.